Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. It's 13:09, Saturday, January 11th, 2025. I'm trying to run my mouth over here from the country of Ukraine. I got a lot to say today. Probably won't say nothing anybody wants to hear, but I'm going to speak my mind out of necessity as always. And the only way I know to do that is just keep it simple. For whatever reason, the radio system between the United States and Ukraine is at best malfunctional. Would that be correct, sir?
Absolutely.
Further into the internal radio structure of Ukraine is pretty much fried. Would we agree on that?
Absolutely.
As is the electrical system?
Correct.
And the water delivery system?
10-4.
And the gas delivery system?
Loud and clear.
And while it is wonderful to not see all these chemtrails,
It's a beautiful thing.
it's a pain in the ass to live around these factories breathing this shit, ain't it?
It's pretty bad. Real bad, actually.
This war in Ukraine is to hide environmental crimes by the fake ass fucking environmentalists. That would be what I know as somebody who lives here for 20 years. But anyway, I think that matters. I'm still waking up every day understanding that they killed my Ukrainian business partner because he had proof of the ecological crimes in this country. And of course, me being a radio guy, I started asking how many more places is like that. We hit rewind and start doing recall on stuff. I remain under lawful orders to deliver a report that's been denied because of crimes against me. And I reckon that's the way of the world if you say you're a soldier. But I'm not a combat soldier. I'm a radio officer. A damn good one. In the face of these clowns on my radio, you can't tell the truth. All of you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I got your email addresses. We know who's fake and who ain't. We know who's censoring and who ain't. And then I remember the truth of it. Don't matter. All I know is I'm the father of 4 dead children. Told to be the father of 6 children that are breathing. Well, that would be 10. With a big question mark in my mind, if there's any more of them out there. But anyway, I guess every man does that. Or at least I do. I'm trying to be a human being here today. These clowns in America are responsible for kidnapping my daughter and denial of my rights to my own child. And the clowns in the United States did the same damn thing. And of course, trapping capital world over yonder in Rome. Well, I don't forgive none of you that run them governments that allow human trafficking. I don't have the lawful authority to do that. As a radio officer, I know that people are listening to me and that people have been making changes. But the truth is, the corruption's over here where I live at. It's so bad. It ain't even worth talking about. It just makes America and Ukraine look really stupid. I'm trying to keep this simple here today. 500 million payments have been stopped since 2013, and that's all I know. And I'd like to restart them, but I can't get the clowns on the radio to do their job, so I can do that. I've been waiting on a stamp from a government official for 9 damn years. Understanding it took 19 years to get an official police report filed. We're following that logic. I ain't gonna live long enough to get a reply. And I'd like to get a reply to that so I could cause the arrest warrants for these people that's responsible for crimes against me. And I don't know how to do that anymore. I've had to shut down all my companies. The people that work for me's got salaries that damn near exceed combined cross-border the GDP of the country Ukraine and its current deficit and its current balance sheets. In other words, the people of Ukraine, they've been defending me a long time. We built Ukraine Best Place for Family, Independent Economic Development, SRO. We signed 49-year contracts with no possibility of breach in those contracts by the removal of any force majeure clause. And what we know today is on the 27th of December, after 41 years of the work, I finished the patent on the Q-Rock radio. It's a 4-channel quantum switch. And it's country specific, and there's espionage assholes that have been reverse engineering the business plan of militaries, using stolen military technology for feigning fake wars. So for me, as the radio guy, all I care about is, can we get an emergency ring for communications in place? We did all the mapping for that. In other words, if you're under a 49-year commitment, and if you do the math, we're coming up on year 17, right? I'm just retiring. The contracts will continue, but until the audit is completed in Ukraine, any fool that don't understand the importance of setting the record straight, not by suppression of human civil rights to travel or buy and sell. I mean, that's about the dumbest damn thing you could ever hear. I mean, a pilot that can't fly, a commercial driver and a fleet owner that can't drive, an architect that can't access his capital to complete the construction projects he's been paid for. The U.S. Army signal officer that was told in 2023 by a senior signal officer that I'm still remain under lawful orders. I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? He said, well, that's about 40 years worth of back pay, and I don't know what that means either. But I do know that there's 198 families in the country of Ukraine that I'm presently needing to disperse money to, and these clowns that run these banks and these government offices over here don't understand how stupid what they're doing really is. We also uncovered a substantial level of criminal activity associated with every department in this place. Case in point, you got government officials that refuse to identify themselves out of fear. You got other government officials that'll lie about what their responsibility is, and then understand English and feign ignorance. These people use language to brain fuck the world, and that's what I know. So the way you overcome people using language as a weapon, just keep it simple. If you've ever had 5 cars stolen and a child and probably 55, 60 pieces of property per year, you might get a little bit angry. Which brings me around to what matters to the American veterans. There's money available to G20 military, and so the construction prototypes for the equipment has to come from Amsterdam to Ukraine. FOBI truck, dock to dock. The real estate industry and the banking industry is in cohorts of approving who can live where, when, for how much, and for how long. They unwind any M&A deal here. They unwind any transaction U.S. Army Signal Corps. Why do you keep lying to the presidents of the world? And the way you move forward with all this stuff I'm talking about is just to keep it simple. As a father of children, what would you do to stop crime against children? Well, I never had no control over crime committed against me or my children. Hell, I never had any control over anything. Uh, but you just got to ask yourself, what are statistical odds of every account that belongs to your child, they change their name? They did that. So under what authority do people have to force changes upon a minority's account given by its blood? And how do you force children that have been wrongfully taken from their parents to learn to be who they are? So what does that mean? Well, case in point, does a father have any rights today? The law says we do. And because it matters, the denial of cross-border payments that are charity donations to people is really a crime. And they're using the current, quote, licensed charity. I mean, talk about money laundering. If it says license, well, that's what it is. That's a document that says you can lie to people. And I don't really want nothing to do with those anymore. It's also notable to my children, wherever they may be, whatever their age is, that I haven't seen, there's a considerable amount of money belongs to you. And, even that, not being able to pay funds to people that work for you that died in the war, or people that died of old age. In other words, it's pensions and retirements. I mean, I don't know who these fools are to think that they can control retirement funds of a private company, but they sure so scam the U.S. economy, believe in that. To them, clowns have done this corporate rating thing for its consolidation, namely idiots like State Street and BlackRock and the rest of them. You guys are running on borrowed time if there's legitimacy to the audit rules, so then you just accept the truth. The executive authority lies with page 47 to nullify the debt, reset the books, and cause an internal audit. I have a sneaking suspicion that was already done based on the work I've done in my lifetime. The delivery of the ITU-ITAR Signet Integrity Audit Report and the denial of the delivery of that report is a violation of treaty. They're in nullification of any relationship, but yet they maintain these nullification instances for the purposes of panic decisions. We've seen them do automated renew and expire and renew and expire, that they build in policy shifts that turns the mechanism of money laundering on and off at will under code of law, and then turn around and try to say somebody's trying to retain what belongs to them. If they don't take a damn bribe and give up their identity, they can't even access their own money. Yeah. Based on a very simple idea. Yeah. They know they can't ask for bribes, but they'll ask for a hint. Yeah. It's really corrupt, and my daughters are suffering because of it. I mean, my God, man. The amount of money I've made in my life, and I can't even complete a purchase of real estate without paying bribe. Never gonna happen. We'll be talking about that one here soon. There was a home lawfully purchased under Ukrainian United States law on Christmas Eve for my daughter, and it was unwound by criminals that demanded cash, and that was recorded too. Further into, we did the audit on the vehicles that belongs to the company, and there's a total of 13 vehicles that's been purchased in the country of Ukraine as far as 4 wheels or more, and then there's 2-wheel vehicles that were purchased. But these were 13 vehicles. One of them was totaled after it two were stolen, and I've since learned that people are driving around in stolen cars that are still in my name, and I'm getting traffic tickets for cars that I don't even own. And then, there's 5 cars that we can't process the payments on because the banks are corrupt for delivery. And then there's 5 cars that have been stolen, and we know where they are, but the police don't know where they are. But yet they got all these traffic cam data on the car speeding, so there's the corruption again. And I say it's all source from radio. Case in point, I should be able to push a button and speak to an English representative in any government office of Ukraine today, but it does not exist. So you try living somewhere for 20 years and don't speak the language, and be denied your right to go somewhere else. In the cases of that, you call the mechanisms that are available to you as Americans or disabled Americans or veterans or contractors, anybody in America. You ain't got no damn rights if you live in Ukraine. Unless you're a criminal left-wing idiot. And that wouldn't be me. So here it is. I've run my mouth at people on the wire. And of course, nobody will ever see this because the clowns that are censoring me don't think I have any rights. But that's just stone cold reality. I think we'll be back. Probably be back with some good news to the fact that we're ready to produce the prototype for the radio for the quantum desktop that does in fact use a spherical chip. And we know that the competition doesn't like that. The legacy systems are what they are. The administrative body of the House of Man is being automated for the reduction in human error and the reduction in overhead that's wasteful. It's far easier to return the assets of each family, head of household, based on a very simple idea. There's only 2 genders. You can't award money to something that's not male or female. So the removal of the rights of the corporation to have the same rights as a human being is an act of Congress or Parliament that must be compelled under law. Further to the audit, starting with first BIS, moving right down the damn ladder, straight into the central banks. And when you look at the audit data, it's like, man, there's just something simple going on here. The radio's so broken, you can't even audit what's been out there. Well, that's not really true. What you can do is automate where necessary. So I'm going to pause on this segment, and when we come back, we got something pretty exciting. We're going to disclose the holdings of Ukraine Best Place for Family Independent Economic Development, SRO, and we're going to try to finish the compliance for the IPO launch and the new exchange launch for the Quantum and the Trinity coin. The banking app is complete, so the updates will be coming live here shortly. It is our plan to start our live button on the 17th of January and leave it that way. We hope and pray anybody out there in Ukraine that understands the importance of getting money in the hands of veterans and their family, whether they be extended family or not. It's a simple thing. The right to clean water, the right to clean food, the right to a roof over your head, the right to travel independently, unmolested, without the requirement for some damn fake-ass regulatory system that was never supposed to be enabled anyway. Clothes don't make a man, nor does a document. Ethics is the only problem in Ukraine. That would be what I know today. We'll be back.